All right, today we're going to unpack a story that kicks off with a really simple but pretty powerful emotional puzzle. We're talking about the ambitious Tom Smith.
Right out of the gate, this story throws a curveball at us. You see, our main character, Tom Smith, he regrets his divorce. Okay, simple enough. But here's the twist. The text makes it super clear this wasn't some arranged thing. It was a love marriage.
So how is that even possible? That's the big question, right? It's the central mystery we're going to dig into. How can you regret ending something that was supposedly built on love? It just doesn't add up, and it feels like the author is basically daring us to solve it.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, let's just lay out the basic facts. What do we actually know from the text?
So here's the breakdown. We've got Tom Smith. He marries his wife, Zia, and it's for love, plain and simple. 5 years ago, they get divorced, and now he is just filled with regret. Those are the pieces of the puzzle we have to work with.
Now, the author doesn't just leave us hanging. There are clues. And honestly, the biggest one? It's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. Not even in the story itself, but right there in the title. Yeah, that single word, ambitious. It's not just some random adjective, it's basically a giant flashing neon sign. The source material is telling us, hey, look here, this is the key to the whole thing. And this really breaks down that internal battle Tom's facing, right? On one side, you've got ambition, the drive, the goals, the success. And on the other, you have his personal life, love, his marriage to Zia, just balance. It's a classic tug of war, isn't it? One side wants all your time and energy, and the other needs you to just be present. These two things are headed for a crash.
So this brings us to the big theory. Could it be that his ambition, the very thing he was chasing so hard, is what actually cost him the one thing he now desperately misses?
But to really get how deep this goes, we need to pull back a bit. If we want to understand Tom, we kind of have to understand the author, M.R. Abdullah, and the big questions that he seems to be completely obsessed with.
I mean, just look at the titles of his other books. What is permanent success? Why am I a Muslim and not a Christian? This is clearly an author who loves to tackle huge ideas. We're talking success, identity, the very things that shape our lives. Tom's story isn't a one-off. It's part of this much bigger conversation he's having.
And that really gets to the heart of what the author is wrestling with. Does getting everything you want in the world actually make you happy? Or does it come at a price? Do you have to give something up that's maybe way more important?
So, you see, Tom Smith isn't just some guy in a book. He's kind of an example, a case study for a problem we all face, right? That struggle between what we're trying to achieve and what will actually make us happy.
Which brings us to the price of a goal. Because Tom's story, it's not really just about him anymore, is it? It kind of forces us to look at ourselves and ask, what's the real cost of chasing our own ambitions?
For Tom, the question is brutal. He might have gotten everything he wanted professionally, but did he lose the one thing that actually mattered in the process?
And just like that, the spotlight turns on us. The author isn't just telling us a story, he's holding up a mirror. And it makes you wonder, what are we giving up to get what we want? It's a tough question, for sure. Maybe a little uncomfortable.
But here's the thing. The story doesn't just hand us an easy answer. That's not the point. The real power here is in what it doesn't say. It's in all the questions it leaves hanging in the air.
Think of it like this. What we've been given is just one single piece of a giant jigsaw puzzle. The author shows us this one little snapshot of regret, and then just leaves it to us to figure out what the rest of the picture looks like.
And so we're left with all these questions, right? Like, what happens to Tom now? Does he ever figure out how to balance his ambition and his life? Does he find love again, or is this it? Is this regret the end of his story? The author doesn't tell us. It's up to us to think about it.
And that's how it all comes full circle. The story loops right back to that big idea from the author, and it challenges us to figure out what success really means. Not for Tom Smith, but for you, for me. So I'll leave you with that. What does success truly mean to you? Thanks for diving into this with me.